Hi everyone, it's Sunday, January 9th. Time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. This is our first report for 2022, so I hope everyone had a great new year and a great holiday season. So let's start with Europe this week, where editor Andrea Guolo says that the tanneries will be working full tilt on Monday, and they're stocking up because sellers are already increasing their asking prices. In fact, in the UK, there were some contracts apparently concluded at £1 per kilo, and the reference price remained steady at 95 cents to 1 kilo for the 36 plus in England. In Ireland, this selection was again stable at 90 cents in euros. When it comes to bulls, Andrea says it's a strange situation. Automotive tanners have no work and they're fully stocked, but slaughter is substantially lower in January, as is typical, so sellers have upped their asking prices. Southern German selections are at €1.45, despite an asking price of €1.50. European cow supplies are tight, so here sellers also believe they can get more. Anyway, prices are unchanged for now, and we'll see next week if they can push them higher. Meanwhile, the veal sector is the same and nothing much has changed there. In his analysis, Andrea discusses the effects of COVID spikes, the effects on work, and the uncertainty regarding the upcoming fairs. Also, he addresses the growing lack of hides that has some sellers pushing deliveries forward by a couple of weeks in some cases. Turning to the U.S. market, it was a different story entirely. Prices were lower again because of continued poor interest, especially for steers. On top of this, sellers say that the shipping situation is worse, so they're balancing whether it's worth taking the price down if you can't ship the hides anyway. Nonetheless, based on prices for the week, if they could get a good volume sale at a slightly lower price, they booked it. Since our last pre-holiday review, heavy Texas steers have moved lower, selling for $27 to $28 for seasonal weights. In the cow sector, sellers have had good interest, but across the board, prices are lower than they were before Christmas. Weak interest is starting to affect the cow market as well, and that's because buyers are taking a bit of a wait-and-see approach. Looking at combined export sales for the holiday shortened week, the end of December 30th, it was 436,800, and combined shipments were at 546,000. Slaughter for the week through Saturday, January 8th was 620,000, and that's a little lower than expected due to Omicron-related absences in the meat plants. Turning to South America, editor Ronald Guiel says that raw material prices eased 3 cents since the pre-holiday level. The average price for the week was $3.61 per kilo. TR1 was a little softer with a reference price of 98 cents per square foot. And with the exception of Argentina, prices in the rest of Latin America remained steady. In other news from Brazil, the country's hides and skins exports in 2021 were almost 45% higher than in 2020 in terms of value, while in area it was just 0.5% higher. Inspira Mais is set for January 25th and 26th in Porto Alegre. And from elsewhere in Latin America, Puma Argentina hits its production record of 2 million pairs in 2021. Colombia's IFLS is to take place in person February 8th to 11th. Paraguay's cattle slaughter in meat exporters increased by a little more than 15% in 2021. And in Uruguay, the union is in dispute with Marfrig, and they're taking some action there. So that's all we have for this first week of January 2022. And until next week, good night from HideNet.